He's the nation's top counter-terrorist.
Delta 1, you're good to go.
But on his final mission...
Negative. It's not him.
He missed the target. Now, there's only one man who can put him back in the game.
Whoa, I bet that hurt.
That hurt.
I need merchandise, the best.
Sorry, I'm closer tonight.
You're open now.
A world-class arms dealer.
Did you open that?
Yeah.
With a flair for destruction.
I don't know, man. I look at you, I see nothing but trouble. What the hell? I kind of like trouble.
Their styles are different, very different.
Offense gets the glory.
But defense wins the game.
But against an international conspiracy,
I need a partner.
I'm the man, baby.
they'll be at each other's side
Yes! Behind you! Oh!
and in each other's face.
It's me. Jack's coming. Take care of business.
They have no idea what they're up against.
Now that makes it personal, mister.
Can you fly a plane?
Like a bird.
Does your hair change color when you sweat?
Bruce, airball. You need practice, man. But I'll never miss twice, brother.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Dennis Rodman. This spring, they don't play by the rules.
Sorry.
Double team.
Who does your hair? Siegfried or Roy?
No hurt jokes today, okay?
Hey everybody, my name's Kleve,
My name is Michael.
and it finally backfired. I finally picked a buddy cop movie that hurt myself. I hurt myself in my confusion. Today, on this episode of Podcast and Crime, we are talking about I'm watching this thinking to myself, I could make this.
I think you can make better.
Double Team with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman, Who
Dennis Rodman.
did not bother me every time he was on the screen. It's on Netflix until September 30th, and they're taking it off because they have to be like, nobody's watching this until Michael and I watched it.
It told me like 16 times that too. It was like, hey, just to let you know, this is the last time you can watch it.
Because God, they got to tell somebody. Nobody else is listening but us.
I'd fucking pause it and then it was like, hey, just remember 30th. I'm so sorry.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme works for the CIA, maybe. It's something. He works for...
He works for an undisclosed government agency in which he murders people.
And he meets Dennis Rodman once on a mission and gets some guns, and then Mickey Rourke's kid gets killed, and now he's mad. And so he takes Jean-Claude's pregnant wife, and Jean-Claude needs to work with Dennis Rodman in order to get his family back.
What a fucking roller coaster.
Yo, yeah, we flew through a lot of what was happening there because I had to rewind it. Like, why are we here already?
Like,
and also, Mickey looked really good. Like,
yeah, he did.
I understand he's older now, and so that doesn't stay, but he looked great. And it also made me think, like, I'm not gonna play in the NFL. I should just fucking start taking steroids. Like, I should just take steroids, and then
Why aren't we all taking steroids?
and then I'll look good. And because, like,
You can't
why-
keep me out of the NFL.
right, well, yeah, what are you gonna do to me? And everybody's like, oh, his muscles are fake. I'm like, yeah, well, nobody cares.
Yeah, no. Mickey Rourke goes and meets his child in the middle of a
Carnival.
festival in Italy, and for some reason, every the SEAL Team 6 whatever is trying to murder him, and then everybody proceeds to shoot everybody. Like, everybody in Italy is just fucking strapped.
Jean-Claude Van Damme knows it's not him because he's left-handed.
Yeah,
I know because he yelled it at me. He's terrible. I don't understand how I could even do the splits and he's a man. I get it, but like I was like, I don't.
It was that's right around the martial arts craze. I mean, Steven Seagal, come on, he was making movies. You're looking at this guy like like he's the yeah, fake ass bullshit. Anyways, yeah, like his kid gets shot and like the most violent. Like everybody's just riddled with bullets.
Yeah, nobody's like, hey, there's a kid out there. Be careful. Everybody's shot with extreme
Yeah, nobody
prejudice.
cared. Yeah, everyone was trying to kill the kid.
I like this movie out the gate started in fucking chaos because it was like he stole the construction vehicle thing and he drove it through a wall, and then there was a fucking pit of fire that this guy on a motorcycle drove through, and there was a tank, and shit was going crazy out the gate.
And then he got locked on an island full of people that are too dangerous to be in the world, but they need them.
Yeah, they're too valuable for what they know.
It's literally just a fucking waiting room for fucking, I'm too tired for this shit. I gotta come out of retirement.
That's not what it was.
It's the whole entire, every one of those people was just, the government's just waiting to be like, let me pull you out and say, all right, we need you.
Nah, they were saying like, you know too much. We can't.
Well, and they were
you.
like helping solve stuff though. They were like,
but
we
they
need
were
your brain.
But they weren't. It was supposed to be like a prison almost because they were never supposed to leave, which is a shitty way
Yeah,
to treat your like really loyal agent.
It's a real nice paradise.
Yeah, it was, but like it's weird to me. Like I was a good agent. I lost a fight, and so you faked my death and told the world I died. And then you just snuck me on this island, and then you said, you've got 10 seconds. Do you want to stay here and help us, or I could just fucking gas this room? What would you like? He's like, fuck, I guess I'll hang out with you guys. I'll hang out with you for a little bit.
I mean, Jean-Claude skinned his fucking thumb off.
Jesus. And is it an attempt to escape?
It read like every other Jean-Claude movie, and if you've never seen one before, guys, they're fucking awful.
I enjoy when after Mickey Rourke's who's the bad guy, after his kid dies, we shoot to 3 years later, and it's Jean-Claude and his wife, and he's like, you're so beautiful, and she's like, she grabs her stomach and she's like, not for much longer. I'm like, are we saying that pregnant women aren't beautiful? Because this is a terrible message.
There was a lot of dialogue that was just
and he was like you'll still be beautiful, you'll just be a little bigger. I'm like, what? All right then.
There's a lot of questionable dialogue. I wanted to stab myself in the face every time Dennis Rodman forced a basketball reference.
Oh my god, there was so many. Do you have a favorite one?
Yep. I called that one a 5-pointer.
He's up! He's in! I would have to call it a 5-pointer.
Oh,
he threw a man through a car window, and it was like, I guess I'll call that one a 5-pointer.
Oh, I like when he threw the guy through the car window. He's like, it's up, it's in. Because it was subtle, but not because he yelled it. Also, is it me, or does it seem like nobody's verbal communication matched with them being in the scene? It's like, you mumbled that. Can we just have you read it again, and we'll just put it in where you were?
That's very possible.
I liked when he said he was going to set off a bomb by throwing a skeleton head at some wires.
Yep.
And he threw it and he missed, and he looks and Jean-Claude goes, airball.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
What about?
He never misses twice.
I guess maybe that's a reference to like his career. I don't know.
But
also,
his hair changed color twice in that movie.
I thought it was more than that.
It could have been. I'm colorblind, so that's fair.
When they jump out of the plane and they don't have parachutes, and they don't have parachutes because he invented the suit.
The basketball
that
suit?
Turns them into a basketball.
Damn it! When they turned into a fucking basketball, I swear to God, I almost fucking just vomited.
In the movie, he's like an arms dealer. He has nothing to do with the basketball in the movie.
Nothing.
And he's like, "This is what I call hang time." I'm like, "Oh God, I hate all of this."
You know what? Honestly, the Bulls. I know that they won a lot while you were there, but
I was like, I was literally hitting my head on the couch going, I'm fucking miserable.
Yeah, there's no enjoyable part of this
There's
movie.
nothing. You know what? I laughed one time. They go to Rome. And Rodman's like, I have brothers here. And I was really excited to see another basketball player, by the way. We didn't get that. What we got were these monks who took in Jean-Claude. And they go to like this,
The cyber monks.
Yeah. But I laughed when Rodman's like, what's up? And then like the monks in their like Roman, hey, what's up? Like, also trying to be cool.
It wasn't when the porn pop-ups happened.
Oh, then he got real mad and started yelling at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the cyber monks.
Cyber monks, it just doesn't check out. But yeah, okay.
Oh no, absolutely not. But
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not?
This
whole movie was sure, why not?
This movie had no idea what it wanted to be. There was part time where it was like futuristic, and then there was times where it was like old school '90s Miami Vice kind of shit. And then
Mickey Rourke put a grenade next to a baby's head.
Are you sure it's fucking that man had zero fucks to give? You took his kid? I don't give a fuck.
You know what? I can't say I wouldn't be the same, but
he
like
straight up, he grabbed that grenade and put it next to the baby's head and just rolled it over. Jesus Christ.
There also was, because it's Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, almost a montage. Not exactly a montage, but they were like montage-ish. And he's working out different ways. And he's doing pull-ups and he hooks his feet and he's pulling himself up. And I'm like, that looks uncomfortable, but sure. And he's practicing holding his breath under the tub.
Yeah,
that's
so
full.
He can get ready for
and he's timing it by a fucking cigarette that he lit, and he's letting see how far it goes out, which I don't know why you can't just time it. Like, well, you can't just time it. And then there were a couple parts I really liked. I really liked when he got out and the cigarette was all burnt. He nods at it and goes, yeah. Like, who are you talking to, John? Who are you talking to, Jean-Claude? But what the scene that tops that for me is he fills the tub and he's lifting the tub because he's working out, which you would think it squats. You would think he's squatting.
No, that is his straight. Yeah.
He's squatting the weight of the tub, right?
I forgot the scene because I did. I think this is probably one of the two scenes I laughed fucking hysterically at.
But he's not. What he's doing is aggressively thrusting the tub as hard as he can. And he's making not sex faces, because I would have been like, oh, okay, I get it. We were giving like ladies like a scene. No, he's giving like faces like
he was fucking a tub with no lube. It was just porcelain tub.
He was fucking the outside of a tub.
Jesus Christ, he was going just hard and heavy into it.
I like when he had crutches and a man kicked him in the fucking chest and had no fucking apology about it.
No, we have no understanding of anything about.
And I don't think he came back.
No. He was just, this was a villain that he had locked up at one point. So you knew that there were villains and good guys in this prison. That's a paradise.
So, okay. So I don't know how to talk about this movie because it's everywhere.
Tough because normally it's like, do they keep the badge? Do they not keep the badge? I will let you know now, out the gate, based on the performance at the initial festival, done. Like, give me your badge. I don't need you anymore. Thank you. Good day.
Oh man. Okay, so I want to talk. I'm glad you talked about the carnival because I want to talk a little bit more about the carnival. I think that the tiger gave Mickey Rourke a sign that there was a sniper.
Yeah. How?
Okay.
He sure as fuck did. He was like, "Hey, yo, Mickey, look where my eyes are going."
And then there's a part here, but there's a part later, and I want to talk about them both. If you can,
because Mickey had no. Mickey had no fucking chill. No. He said, like, turned. Bop, through the scope, and then also said, "Here's grenade," and set the whole fucking tower on fire. That happens within 3 seconds of the tiger going, "Hey, look up." Sorry,
it's fine because I'm about to roll you right back up. There's two parts I want to talk about.
Yeah,
and if you can hold it in and talk about one and then the other, that would be great.
Okay, I'll hold it.
There's a point where Jean-Claude's trying to get into the fight, right? And he's like running on this boot thingy, and he slips on Coca-Cola, and he slips on cans, like whoa, but then uses it to kick a man on the side of the head. How did that make you feel? Because it got worse, but how did that make you feel that Coca-Cola was involved in that man getting kicked on the side of the head?
The recovery was impeccable. Because you're right, he felt like he was falling
Hmm.
and somehow went from a mid fall to a wushu flying sidekick.
Yeah, it's almost like I hope so there's someone within leg distance. Oh yeah, there you are. Pa, gotcha.
Like he had a fucking double jump from Mario or some shit. The way
Yeah.
it's like he
Oh.
jumped in one direction, it was like another direction.
And I have to say, this movie is cut fucking terribly.
Oh yeah.
So terribly. The other shot that I would love to talk about also has to do with Coca-Cola. So they're at the Roman Coliseum. I think it's that one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say this. Doesn't matter. Right. It could only make the movie better if it was. And a bomb goes off, and this whole fucking place is going to shit. We've ruined something in time. Like
it's the Roman Coliseum.
And it's kept intact. Everything's pretty to standard of like how it was back then, except for when this bomb goes off and Jean-Claude and Dennis and Jean-Claude's homie from the colony, which is what they call the island that they keep all the people.
Who was sent there to kill him, but like I don't really understand.
Yeah, at the colony, everyone has someone that what do they call it?
A caretaker.
Yeah, said, if you try to escape, they are sent to kill you. I don't know how you don't know that the one person that's only talking to you is the one. Whatever. So they're all running, and there's explosions happening, and all of a sudden they run past 8 Coca-Cola vending machines, some Diet Coca-Cola, but Coca-Cola vending machines, and the explosion is throwing them like they're regular soda cans, and they get behind one, and fire is raining around them, and by the end of it, of course, they're fine because
I had flashbacks to Indiana Jones.
They got I did too. I said the
That's
same thing.
That's all I can think about.
And then I love that Jean-Claude checks on his baby, and his baby is as fucking clean as a baby can ever be.
Oh, yeah.
As like his hands are singed with fire, like ash all over his hands. But the product placement it's like
it was old school product placement. I wasn't that worried about that. The mechanics behind a Coca-Cola machine saving your life.
Well, Michael, there shouldn't be Coca-Cola machines in the stadium.
Oh no, God, there's not. So it's not a thing. Like most, and by the way, like right now, like you can't. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't even tour inside of it anymore because taking pictures can damage the stone. Like there's no fucking vending machines inside the Coliseum, guys.
Like I don't know, man. It didn't make sense, and then it was like you never saw any other ones. If we were at a football stadium, it would make sense to me. If I had seen them leading up to this scene, it would make sense to me. It's as if at the last minute Coca-Cola gave a cool meal, and they're like, "Shit, we gotta put it in there somewhere. Let's use it to save their lives." It was bad. It was really. I want to give the CGI a hard time, right?
Right.
But then, like, the pinnacle that I use is Jurassic Park came out in '94.
Yeah,
and it never looked that bad.
Nope. The movie was rough.
How did you like the futuristic tech in the movie?
That's what I was saying. Like it was weird because like the movie couldn't get it had no consistent vibe. There was, hey, this is the future. Hey, this is actually like nitty gritty right now. Like if you're gonna do futuristic shit, then like be futuristic. But like your futuristic was like, look at my futuristic gun. I put it together.
Did you like
oh my God, when she said to that girl, she's like, with this, I can hit a fucking she said I can hit the ass of a fly.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, who's my shooter? Who's my eye? What did he say? Who's my sharp eye? And she's like, Dad beat me, I guess. And he's like, do you think you could use this? As he slides it across the table to her. It's the one fucking thing he got from Dennis Rodman. And she's like, with this, I could shoot the hair off a fly's ass. Or yes, I can use this weapon. Thank you. And then took out immediately.
Yeah.
Within seconds.
The none of the dialogue was good. The first time Rodman and Jean-Claude meet, it's just the worst writing ever.
Absolutely.
Every time they meet, actually.
You know who had better writing? I'd almost argue Samurai Cop had better writing.
I would almost argue, yeah, Samurai Cop, Collision Course.
Collision Course, yeah.
Collision Course, I believed more what happened in the Collision Course.
I at least laughed at Collision Course.
So there are more parts that I want to talk about before we
Yeah.
sentence this thing to never be spoken of again. He tries to go home to look for his wife, and he's ambushed by a baby bomb, which is for those of you who might not understand, it is a doll that is to look like his baby, which I didn't realize he had been gone that long. But anyway, that as a ticking time bomb ready to explode. He gets out of it, and it's just he dove from so much explosions. Anyway, that's not even the part that I want to talk about.
You know who didn't dive? Mickey Rourke.
Nope.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
That's one of the parts I want to talk about. So he's in a shootout, and they're shooting at him, and he jumps into a pool to get away from getting shot, right? And lays on a pool floaty as he continues to keep shooting.
He's a professional.
And then rolls off of the floaty to continue to get away as he reloads. And I thought that landing on the pool floaty, because he didn't even land on it, he landed like half on it and then had to put himself on it, was one of the most ridiculous things in the movie, which says a lot to me. The next thing is the knife fight. There's a high class knife fight in Rome. I don't know if Michael remembers what I'm talking about. I don't know how you don't.
Jesus Christ, when he held the fucking knife with his foot, I was like, what the fuck? First of all, well, can we have I watched a whole documentary on this the other day, and it is probably the second time I've watched this documentary, and it's about kung fu movies and stuff like that. And the girl from Iron Fist is in it, and she's like, for a long time when I was growing up, I was like, I can't take any kind of kung fu roles because I don't want that stereotype. She was like, I realized that it's not that I can't take martial arts roles. It's that I can't take a role in which martial arts is my entire being. Like, that is why I exist. And I get so tired of these old school fucking kung fu fighting movies that have like that man is Asian because you needed to know he is a fucking expert at martial arts who can hold a knife, a switchblade in his fucking toes.
Within his toes as he continues to fight, which is one, we've perfected this, right? By having the shoe with the blade in it. But also, like, just hold the knife. Like, he was like doing stabbing motions with his leg, holding. It was so weird. Why?
It was.
Why are we doing this fight this way? Who's the choreographer?
Right, you wouldn't hold it that way.
It doesn't even feel comfortable. Like,
No.
I would like be done with it before it even started. The last thing I would like to talk about is the death of Mickey Rourke, because Rourke in the Coliseum plants landmines.
Yeah.
For him and Jean-Claude to fight, but then they don't fight. Like, I was waiting for like a straight up fist fight in that area, and then we didn't even really do it. And long story short, with all the bullshit that happened in between, Mickey stands on a landmine because Dennis Rodman moved him around. Oh, just kidding! You thought you knew where they all were. I moved them.
Which, by the way, how in the world would Jean-Claude Van Damme have known that?
Because he's so spicy. You know, his whole like, I understand he was a weird guy and he did his own thing. That man, they dressed him in what the fuck ever. He looked like, that's the guy, Zach from Dead or Alive, the fighting game? Yeah. It was like that. It was almost as if he was wearing fucking the Fifth Element clothes the whole time. But anyway, so at the beginning of this fight, Mickey Rourke puts Jean-Claude's baby down and makes him throw away his gun, and he's like, you know what they say, men are strong, but tigers are stronger. Nobody fucking says that. And a fucking tiger comes out, and I'm like, is this a callback to when your son died? Is this the same tiger? I don't even know.
I have to assume it is. He took that tiger with him. He's like, you're gonna be my vengeance.
And so there's a tiger involved. That's all I told that part. But as Mickey Rourke's standing on this bomb, Dennis Rodman and Jean-Claude run away, but Mickey can't run because there's a bomb there. So he's about to get mauled by a tiger, and he's like, well, fuck. And I guess, to be fair, if you're telling me you're gonna die, this tiger can either eat you the fuck up, or you could just blow up. I guess I'll just blow up, like, right? Like, that's the right option.
1,000%. Right. You made the correct decision.
But he waits until this tiger lunges onto him. He took the tiger with him for sure, and it had to be on purpose. Maybe
that's I don't even know. Like, he wanted the tiger to go with him.
But it's your tiger.
Yeah, but like, so now him, his baby, and his tiger can all be together.
I guess.
And that weird girl that brought him his child in a trench coat
I thought that was
underneath
the
her
mom.
crotch. Fuck. No way.
Who knows, right?
No fucking way. You know
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke. That character? No. No. That was no.
And so, okay, I know I said that was the last thing I want to talk about, but the way this movie ends, the guy who was sent to kill Jean-Claude, who's Jean-Claude's friend, has the baby and saved the baby. And so then
give me a souvenir.
He's like, give me he pulls a gun on him. He's like, give me a souvenir. Give me a lock of your hair in your shirt, which I assume that meant I'll take this back and say that you died.
Yep.
Apparently it's not. Apparently he still wanted to kill him.
No idea.
And Dennis Rodman has this lucky coin, right? And he was like, here, you can have my lucky coin too. And he flips it at him and it hits the ground and a smoke bomb comes out. And for some reason, we stay on this scene of Dennis Rodman looking through the smoke like a fucking psychopath. And then...
and he's just like, I don't know where to go.
And then Jean-Claude gets in the car and drives away. And the guy that was sent there to kill Jean-Claude and Dennis Rodman have a good laugh about it. What the fuck is happening in this movie?
Yeah, that's accurate.
And then he was like, you're not going to get a sample of my hair. He's like, good luck out there. And the guy drives away, which I assume he's going back to the colony. I don't know. Or
which he'll then be murdered.
Is he still hunting Jean-Claude? I don't know.
Who knows?
And then Dennis Rodman looks back at the Coliseum. He's like, man, they're going to blame me for this. And then the movie ended.
Yep.
So
that is accurate.
If you could give Jean-Claude a badge and gun again, would you?
No, not a fucking. That man needs to be locked up. He created an international terroristic catastrophic fucking event twice.
It's breaking, Michael.
There's so many people that died in that failed operation in the beginning, and then literally we destroyed the Coliseum. But my baby.
You don't want Robin to have a gun either? It's
God,
okay.
no. Oh my God. Okay, so while we're talking about this, right, I had to look it up. 2 other movies in which he's he works with a cop or is like some sort of law enforcement. Simon Says. Do you remember that movie?
Rodman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Simon
Says sounds super fucking familiar.
Yeah, it's
who's he with?
99. Apparently Dane Cook is in this movie.
God.
Basketball superstar Dennis Rodman stars as a hip Interpol agent attempting to defeat the deadly plans of a crazy arms dealer. Dane Cook is in it.
Now I didn't know Dennis Rodman's IMDb.
And then the other movie is Cutaway. You're wondering why I've never heard of that movie before. Don't worry, there's the smallest fucking explanation for this movie. It's a 2000 American made for television movie about skydiving. The term cutaway is used frequently in the film in reference to parachuting and also in reference to life in general.
I think that we should just maybe explore all of Rodman's IMDb. Oh yeah, but the characters' names are Jack Quinn and Yaz. We never said their actual names. That doesn't matter. But
Jack Quinn's such a shitty fucking name. Anyways, this movie's fucking terrible. Even if you like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but here's the thing. You know what? Okay, let's real quick. Just like taking away, we took his badge away. Fuck him. He doesn't deserve a badge. Honestly, I think he should be in jail. But what I would tell you right now is like you're like Michael, please, would I enjoy this movie? Even if you're a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, it was a shitty Jean-Claude Van Damme film because he didn't even do that much like fighting. Most of his fighting was just his weird fucking grunting faces and his shooting pew pews.
Yeah, it wasn't even a good action movie. No,
like we were talking about this before we started recording. Like, what was Jean-Claude? Like, what did he have a good movie? And I like Bloodsport's the one that everybody's referencing. Like, as kids, we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're gonna put glass on his knuckles. Aside from that, it's just terrible, guys. Stay the fuck away from it. It has nothing to offer you other than pain and suffering. I watched it at 9 o'clock this morning.
Why?
It ruins the whole day.
Remember that time he stole that car and he had to poke his head on the top because he's so big?
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah, no, they're I want to sue them. As a representative of the city of Rome, I want to sue them for everything that they have.
The definition of an open and shut case. We wouldn't trust Jack Quinn and Yaz with a crossing guard badge, let alone a badge and gun. The fact that they are even considered for law enforcement genuinely brings me fear. We take their badge, their gun, and are actually filing charges. Case closed.